Welcome to Deucecast Extra live on a Tuesday. Yes, we took a week off because I wanted to watch the stupid debate, and man, was it stupid. But I had fun watching it. It was fun to watch, anyways. And we are going to come back, and we're not going to cover one show. We're going to commit to covering two shows for the next several weeks as these shows air. I think Agatha All Along is 9 episodes and The Penguin is 8 episodes. So I am looking forward to both of these shows immensely because, the MCU. No, I mean, look, it's been a minute since we've had like proper MCU because I don't count Deadpool and Wolverine as proper MCU. So this is MCU proper. This is within the continuity. So I'm kind of excited about that. And then the Penguin takes place a week after the end of Batman. So that will definitely be in continuity. And the events that take place in the Penguin will lead up to Batman Part 2. So I'm very excited about both of these shows because they're in continuity and nerds love that type of stuff. But first, we are going to do our traditional extra. I'm just going to go around the horn here like I usually do. Espo, how did you extra this week?
Well, great question. I've been extraing a little extra hard by embracing my Italian heritage and watching The Sopranos for the first time.
Oh,
no. Gabagool.
Dude, it's like, I'm Italian, but like I'm North Carolina Italian. I'm not New Jersey Italian.
Right.
Even my Chicago cousins don't sound anything like Tony Soprano. So
yeah,
it's very strange. I even called my dad and said, Dad, we're really not that Italian. He's like, absolutely not. You're correct. That's a whole different thing. So I've gone through. I don't think I've watched anything else other than Sopranos for the past, I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks. Like every waking moment, every 5 minutes, I'll crank through just a few bits of an episode. It's awesome. Just so good.
One of my favorite shows I've ever seen. I've only seen it once through, but just fantastic. It's so good.
Should I do? Yeah. I need to watch this show.
Yes.
And there's moments. It's like cinematically.
I'm never gonna watch it.
It's like there are shots. There are camera choices, angles, and
well, I mean HBO. It's pedigree. I mean,
right. And given how risque newer HBO is. I sort of expected this to have a little bit more sauciness to it, if you will.
Right.
But it's there, but there's a lot of violence and some nudity, but it's not. I don't know. It's not Game of Thrones-esque.
When did Deadwood come out? In like 2004. I don't know if you guys have seen Deadwood. That one's really violent. There's a lot of nudity in that one. It's not like that in Sopranos. It's
Ted.
It's more like cultural violence and nudity.
Right. Yes. Hello. Just the acceptable stuff. No. Yeah. But yeah, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
I guess I need to. I don't know. I don't know when I would have
all-time great side characters of all time.
Like all the side characters are just awesome.
Incredible. Paulie Walnuts is like top tier, like
the best. Yeah. I've been encouraged to watch it by many different people before, and so I guess I just need to at some point bite the bullet and do it. But I mean, I have a max movie subscription. I know. Look, I've got enough that takes me away from movie time. I don't know if I can add yet another show to my different shows that I watch. But Roth, how did you extra this week?
Well, I have finally bitten the bullet, and I have been watching, and I've fully caught up to where they're releasing new episodes with the Rings of Power.
Nice. It's good.
Quite the turnaround from season one. Like I hate season one, like some people, but like season one, especially now looking back, I'm like, what were they doing? Like they were
night and day,
being vague and stupid and. Like leaving information out that didn't need to be left out. They're still doing a little bit of that here, but they're much more like it's much betterly. It's done much better. It's done much betterly.
Sorry.
No, I agree. I mean, it's so weird.
With the wizard, that is like the wizard storyline is still they're being vague for vague's sake when everybody has already figured everything out. I'm glad
sure.
the
Yeah.
name of the third wizard that is going to be training the other one, and they didn't leave that name out. But like the other two wizards, like just name them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's weird. It's the same showrunners. And how can you be so? I don't know. It's so much better though. You're right about that.
Do they assume you know like the Lord of the Rings movies by heart? Right? Is it aimed towards that?
Yes and no.
Yeah,
I mean, like there's definitely some like, and it's not necessarily like the showrunners being like, here's fan service. It's more like the
That's what I mean.
like being kind of set up that way too.
Okay.
Or like, oh, here's the Doors of Durin, like that type of thing.
Okay, so I mean that's cool.
Yeah.
And are the musical notes, like I haven't seen season 1, but do they have harkening back to the
Was it
Peter
Howard
Jackson?
I mean, it's not.
No,
the score doesn't stand out.
Yeah, I mean, no. Well, and also I wouldn't call it like Peter Jackson-esque at all. In all honesty, I mean he's got a different level that he's at when it comes to anything. Like
We'll see that in The Hunt for Golem.
That's why I'm kind of excited about what are they doing 2 parts of that now. I'm kind of excited about the 2 parts. I'm like, if you're gonna do 2 parts, just do 3. I mean, if you're gonna say
no,
no,
actively don't do that.
No, actively don't do that.
That's what ruined the Hobbit trilogy. Was he said I want to do this in 2 parts, and they said no, it has to be a trilogy.
Yes.
Yeah.
If he has a story idea and it's 2 parts, don't stretch it to 3.
Look, I'm excited for the War of the Rohirrim too. I
was excited about it until I saw that it was straight up anime.
It was
but it's not
no,
like,
that looks really good.
I didn't know that though. I didn't know that.
But it's not straight up anime. Because have you ever watched like real anime?
I mean,
actually, it looks like old school anime.
Yeah, like
it looks old school. Yeah,
it's anime style, but it's
yeah,
I don't,
yeah.
From the trailer, at least, I did not get the feeling of like anime, like emotions in it.
Maybe. It looks like cell animation, right?
Broad.
Is it
yeah,
cell?
anime is super broad.
But like, I don't think we're gonna have Brian Cox going, "You have dishonored my father. I'm gonna kill you."
I don't know, man. We could.
It's not. I don't think it's gonna be like that.
You don't think it's gonna be over the top like that?
But it's anime style CG, but it's not gonna be the thing that turns off adults to anime.
What was that weird movie like the 300 where it was like overexposed?
Oh yeah, no,
no, it's not like that. This is strictly an animation type thing. But yeah, it's not like no. It's not like Waking Life or whatever.
What was the girl with the eyes?
Scanner Darkly. It's not like that. No.
Okay. So this was not on my hunt for
Beowulf CG, but yeah,
the Hunt for Gollum was not on my radar at all.
It's going to be awesome. And Andy Serkis is coming back as Gollum, so I mean,
that was the big announcement.
Yeah, that's the huge thing there. But anyways, awesome. Garrison or Gerrife.
Yeah, I thought I would pay homage to the Penguin coming out soon. Since we're shortening names for no reason.
Don't be in that camp. Don't be in that camp.
What?
Don't be in that camp. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't be embarrassed to be a comic book adaptation.
That's true. That's very true. Anyways, how did you extra?
I could go with a few things. I think I'm going to go with a Netflix film. One of the few times I watched a Netflix film and I went, dang, that's actually good. That's actually something I want to recommend to somebody. And I had a fun time watching it. That was this weekend's Rebel Ridge.
Yeah.
Came out on Netflix.
That's right.
Directed by Jeremy Saulnier, I guess you would pronounce it. It's a very
He's American, so I
name.
doubt he pronounces it that way, but I've never heard his name pronounced. Solner, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Just a fun little. I mean, I know you've been likening it to Reacher. It pretty much is Reacher.
Well, right. I mean, that's
because he's traveling around with like one backpack. He's military trained, and he's going up against corrupt forces. I mean, it's pretty much a Reacher film, but I thought that it was pretty good.
I thought it was awesome.
I will not be surprised if Netflix greenlights a Rebel Ridge 2.
But there's no need for a Rebel Ridge 2.
I agree with you, but I'm saying I would not be surprised if it happens.
Yeah.
I would also not. Jeremy Sonya, I don't think will come back for that at all.
Probably.
But I think Aaron Pierre would.
Well, yeah, if the paycheck's right, why not?
Yeah. So
I mean, guys got to make a living. But I actually want to see him now. And I know this happens a lot in nerddom, and I'm still going to say it anyways. I want to see him in the MCU. I mean, he was.
Well,
so
he was cast in Blade. He was the bad guy for a bit, and then
that's right.
And then they've gone through so many scripts that he is not in the cast anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So he was. In fact, I could see him as a vampire. I mean, like he's got that look.
Yeah, he would be
shoot
great.
him in the right light, and his eyes are really creepy.
Yes, he voices. Yeah, he's in Mufasa. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I know this guy. He was in Old, that terrible no.
Yeah,
yes, he was in Old.
It's Sedan.
And he was actually the best thing in Old.
Sure.
I wish Midsize Sedan was in Trap. That'd be a great cameo.
That would have been an awesome cameo. Why did they not do that? This is really unfortunate.
He was also in Krypton.
You had to put Kid
which I
Cudi
didn't
in
watch.
playing like almost a parody of Little Nas X in there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. That was weird.
Man,
It's not that bad.
Old.
It's not
on rewatch. I liked it less than I did in theaters.
Yeah, it probably doesn't hold up on rewatch. Yeah, it probably.
So is Don Johnson the bad cop in this?
He's just misunderstood.
Okay.
No, he is. No, he's totally the bad.
He's
cop.
totally terrible.
He's totally the bad cop, and he is awesome in it, though.
Okay.
There is a scene with just the two of. Well, there's several scenes with just the two of them, but the first time they kind of like have the tete-a-tete in the parking lot of the police station. Mm-hmm. Oh, so good. Just such.
Did it make you feel like Rambo?
Right. The first blood, like the original.
Blood, yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. I mean, there's some of that in there. There's also some of Jack Reacher in there. I mean, there's lots of different elements, but it's compelling. I mean, it's all really compelling and believable in a way. Like there's this little corrupt town in Louisiana, so it's kind of believable. I mean,
they've been sued. The police department doesn't have a lot of money. They're using civil asset forfeiture which is a real thing. That
that really
realized was real. To help fund themselves and the chief wants to run for sheriff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the setup there.
I'm gonna go watch this.
Dude, it's really good. It's worth watching for sure. We're gonna I'm gonna keep the level high and go with my extra. It's just as high as Rebel Ridge. I can't believe you guys are not paying attention to the fact that there's Star Wars on TV right now. And I am watching Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy.
I want to see this.
I thought you were gonna say Tulsa King.
It's 4 parts. 4 parts, get it? Because it's a Lego thing. And it's got a story. It's got like an actual story. I mean, it's like there's a narrative and there's new characters. It takes place after the sequel trilogy.
That's crazy.
It is what they would call canon adjacent. All the Lego stuff is canon adjacent. It's not really canon, but they treat it as if it is canon. So
I'd love George to George to watch it and go, "That's G canon.
That's G level. That's G level canon."
How long are the episodes?
Darth Jar Jar one.
So they're basically half-hour episodes, so like 25 minutes tops. I mean, you're 25, 26, something like that. I've really only watched the first episode, but I'm kind of hooked.
Why are we not covering the show?
I mean, we could just skip Penguin and do this.
No, it's just
whoa.
We could skip all along and do that.
But you're following these two brothers that are on this planet. They're actual Nerf herders. So
are they scruffy looking?
That's their job, is to herd Nerfs.
One of them's got to be scruffy looking.
Well, one of them is voiced by Gaten Mazzarato from Stranger Things, and he is pretty scruffy looking, I guess. Then the other brother, the older brother, is voiced by Tony Revolori of Spider-Man fame. And so you're following these two brothers. The older brother is the more adventurous brother. He wants to find a way off the planet. He's like Luke Skywalker. He just doesn't want to be on this planet. Just being a Nerf herder is the rest of his life. Whereas his younger brother is like, look, I'm just chill. I just want to live my life and be happy and be a Nerf herder. We find out that the younger brother's force sensitive, though. And then craziness occurs when they find a Jedi temple on this planet that they didn't know was there all along, and they rebuild the galaxy. Some craziness happens, and all the things that happened in the past change. Like, good guys are bad guys now. There's craziness that ensues. So look, for a Lego thing, it's kind of enjoyable to watch this, and there's little inside jokes, and so I'm having a good time with it. Like I said, I'm only one episode in, but I'm having a good time with it. It's I don't know, it's better than, what was that? Resistance, was that animated show? It's better than that. I mean, and look, the animation, as with all these Lego shows, they continue to get better. So the animation's pretty good. I mean, I kind of dig the animation. It's not half bad. So it just comes down to, in this case, the story. Yeah, Nerf herder, because I mean, it's always been a Star Wars joke, like scruffy looking Nerf herder, and now there's actual Nerf herders, and we get to see what a Nerf looks like, and it looks like a buffalo. Basically, it looks like what you would think a Star Wars buffalo would look like.
That makes sense.
So all that we're really going to do tonight, though, and it shouldn't take that long, we're just going to kind of like preview, just for those that are interested in watching Agatha All Along and the Penguin, kind of explain like when these shows take place, maybe what characters we will see in these shows. The way that I think that we'll probably do it each week is cover Agatha first, because those are shorter episodes. And then once we get rid of Agatha, we can focus on Penguin, because that's a much more serious show. There won't be any laughs in the Penguin, wherein Agatha is basically a comedy in a way. But when we last left Agatha, she was like captured in Westview, basically. And in a way, I mean,
she was transformed to be living out. She was transformed back into the character. So trapped in Westview, whereas everyone else was free. So
right, yeah. So apparently, the storyline for Agatha All Along is this teen boy rescues her in a way and sort of sets her free, and she feels like and because he wants to go on the witch's path. He felt like he needed Agatha's help to go on the witch's path, and so he helps get her out, and she starts this coven. There's like 5 witches in this coven, and they're all going on the witch's path. That's kind of all we know right now as far as the setup of the show.
So she has lost all of her power. I think that's super important.
Right. Until this team comes along, and
Wanda sucked all the power out of her. Tapped her on the head and left her to be trapped in Westview forever.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of like where we left her character off. So this is unique, obviously, because this is the first time that like a character that is maybe not a central character is having a show.
Echo.
She-Hulk.
Well, no, She-Hulk's a major character, but Echo's correct. Yeah, Echo's more like that's correct. But
Is She-Hulk a major character?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, She-Hulk probably really.
She-Hulk actually had comics and real good comic runs in the 80s.
Yeah.
And 70s.
I thought I saw her in the trailer. It's Deborah Jo Rupp.
From, she was in
that 70s show.
Yeah. So a lot of the townspeople are going to be back. Like you'll see a lot of those characters that were in WandaVision will be back for this show.
Owner going to be back, I believe.
No.
No,
he is. No,
and Aubrey Plaza is a new to the cast.
She's the most unique in the show because she is a completely made up character just for the show, or is she? Well, we don't really know. Like going in, they're advertising.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they're going in.
They're like, sorry,
Mephisto.
No. Do you think she's like Morgana Le Fay or something? Where you?
Maybe
that's a real Marvel villain based off the Arthurian character.
Right. So can you imagine?
I think that she is probably not just some random made up character like they're billing her as. They're billing her as a unique character for this show that's never been in a comic.
And
I
they're
don't.
also claiming that Joe Locke isn't playing Wiccan, which is absolutely not true. But I think they're trying to save that as a
What?
reveal.
And we just revealed it.
Yes.
Yes.
Spoilers.
I've been saying this on here for months.
I
Mhm.
know.
I
I
just
know.
didn't realize they were keeping it secret until I was watching
They
the
are.
trailers
They're
going,
yeah.
huh?
In fact, if you look at the cast, it just says teen.
Yeah,
Is what his character is, just
Sure.
teen. So yeah, they're definitely trying to
You
keep that a secret.
let's just put it front and center. You hired a gay boy to play a character in Westview.
Yeah.
Is clearly supposed to be Wanda's son.
Yes. Maybe.
Who
Yeah.
is also gay in the comics.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
it's not hard to put two and two together.
It's not hard to
and
put two and two together, but the show doesn't want you to know that that's Wiccan
And I'm excited
right
it's
away.
going to be a gay explosion by the end of it.
Right. That is what. Who said that?
Aubrey Plaza?
Aubrey Plaza. Well, yeah, I think she said it, and then also I think
The kid, teen, Joe
I think
Locke.
so. Yeah.
John Locke from Lost.
Yeah, Joe Locke. Exactly, Joe
So
Locke.
it seems very horror adjacent.
It is.
Way like it's almost like they want this to be the Stranger Things of Disney Plus this Halloween.
Right. I mean, they're definitely capitalizing on the fact that it's a show about witches, and they're releasing it during Halloween. And based upon the trailer, we saw some creepy stuff in the trailer. So yeah,
and there's lots of
Sure.
jump scares and like, homage to the Grudge.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't have minded just like more of the swamp guy. I wouldn't have minded more of him instead of this. But I mean, but sure, we'll go with this.
Man Thing.
Yeah, Man Thing would have been better. But anyways, because that would have been continuing Werewolf by Night.
I'd rather have Man Bear Pig.
Man Bear?
Man Bear Pig.
Man Bear Pig.
Man Bear Pig.
Oh, not a South Park watcher.
No, I'm not. I'm not a South. I came up.
Yeah,
I found out today that I'm not. Not only am I not a South Park watcher, I wasn't really much of a Simpsons watcher either.
Oh,
'Cause
man.
I'm not.
Early South Park when I shouldn't have been watching it, and Family
Me
Guy
too.
through college.
I watched the episode that had Muhammad in it, and I'm absolutely sure my parents did not want me watching South Park at that time. But I watched that episode at the time.
I was like watching South Park on Comedy Central in like 2007 on our like desktop dial-up.
Oh, Ted.
I watched it at my grandparents' house one time, and they walked in on it, and they were like, I don't think you should be watching this.
So, Ted, I hate to let you down, but Rhett said he is not going to be watching either of these shows. Well, he didn't say that about Penguin.
You
He
should
said
watch
he
the
might.
Penguin.
He might
want an
watch.
all-female witches cast.
He
I
said
would like
this
Rhett to watch
made
that
for him.
long.
He said he's not going to watch Agatha all along, but he could be hanging out in the chat. So you can get your Rhett fix in the chat if he shows up while we're doing these episodes. But yeah. So I mean, as with any MCU show, there's always the anticipation that there could be some, reveal that leads into something else. Now, lately, we really haven't gotten that much. Secret Invasion didn't feel like it had any importance whatsoever. And really, Echo ended on something that could be interesting because, we saw Kingpin is going to vie for the mayorship. So I'm wondering if that storyline will continue in Daredevil. But with this show, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Like at the end of this show, they're billing it as a mini series, so they're not even hiding the fact like that this is going to be, it's not a possibility for a season 2. This is a mini series.
How long is it?
A one-off.
How long has this been in the can, Garrison? Do you think?
Not
a couple
not
years.
as long as
This
not that long,
It was
really.
a more recent production.
Yeah.
Ironheart's been in the can much longer, and it's
Yes,
coming
it
out
has.
afterwards.
Yeah, which is so strange.
and-
I'm just trying to think. Like, was this before the Disney, the D23? Like all the is there going to be some sort of plan to inject some of these characters into future MCU?
Besides
Well-
Wiccan, I doubt it.
I mean, this is the first show that's going to have the official billing of Marvel Television Studios. So you'll see that logo, Marvel
Wow, is
Television.
it the first?
Yeah, this will be the first one that'll have that logo or
The
whatever.
MTU.
Yeah, because Echo was the first one to have Spotlight. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now this one will just say Marvel Television, which that's if you're watching this show, that's sort of your indication that you don't necessarily need to worry about what happens in this show because nothing
That's
is going to.
always been the plan for the shows, by the way.
Sure.
Like,
No,
like
but they're really
even
wanting
people
people
are
to
like, well, you
understand
have to
that.
see WandaVision to understand Multiverse of
Right.
Madness. You really don't. There are just
No.
things you get out of that, like
Right.
her attachment to her
Right.
kids, you understand better.
Now, I think the Marvels was hurt by that though, because nobody
Marvel's
watched
introduced the characters, but yeah.
nobody watched Miss Marvel. I mean, I think more people probably watched WandaVision than Miss Marvel, and so people just
Absolutely,
had
yes.
no
WandaVision's
connection.
one of the biggest watched of those
Yeah, but
shows.
I still think nobody had connection really to Photon or whatever her character.
Yeah.
I mean, and so that movie just tanked hard.
Well, I think the Age of Ultron, you know, I see that a lot on like hotel televisions, right? It's on all the time, and so seeing, you know, Wanda as the supposedly evil in that movie.
Oh well, right, yeah, she
And then,
looked like she could have been, yeah,
right, then I was like, oh, I've seen Civil War, I've seen
right.
Avengers, I've
Yeah,
seen
so
WandaVision.
WandaVision was a buy-in for people right off the bat
For
because
sure.
everybody
Yeah.
was familiar with that character. I don't think anybody's really necessarily going to be clamoring for Agatha all along. I don't think I don't think there's enough people that care about Agatha to
You're telling
watch.
me the gay witch community isn't that big?
I don't know. In all
It is on
honesty,
TikTok.
It's
it,
big.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there look there
I want to
could
make them
be
mad.
there could be a lot of people that watch this show. I don't know,
Mm.
but it just feels like it's one that people aren't going to probably give a chance.
This
I mean,
this will have fairly low viewership over its lifespan on Disney Plus. I have a
probably.
feeling.
Now, apparently,
It's a character that nobody cares about. I mean, even Miss Marvel, which was the worst watch of the Disney Plus Marvel show so far.
What do you mean? Wait, what?
Yeah, no, yeah,
Oh, the
yeah,
lowest viewers was Miss
yeah.
Marvel?
Yeah.
Echo was not lower than Miss Marvel? That's surprising.
No, I don't believe so, and I think it just kind of struck at the right time. But I'll look
Huh.
over the numbers again.
That's interesting.
But Miss Marvel was summer of 22 as well. I mean, you know, you
Yeah.
had Stranger Things and all that. That
Mhm.
was around then too. But no, I think it's going to be down there because no one cares about this character like at all, and
Well,
there's no real
I think
hype that I see for
I think
this.
it's a fun character. I like Agatha. I think she's a fun character, but I don't know if I'm really
She's
interested
not a
in the
leading
story.
show. I don't care about her story in the lead of a show. I'll just say that.
Well, the job of the show obviously is to make us care. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I mean, apparently the first 4 episodes have been screened to the normal people who Marvel
And
would pay
they're
to
not allowing reviews until.
Well,
Ooh, is it NDA'd still?
well, it is the actual reviews are, but you could react. You could
Yes, you can
send
react
out
early,
yeah, social media
they're not
reaction.
allowing them to publish reviews until the night that
Correct.
it comes out.
Ooh, is that
That
always
is a
bad news?
bad
That's
sign.
generally bad news, but the reaction to the first 4 episodes has been positive for the
Yes,
most part.
the people that go to the premiere give it positive reviews.
To the Hollywood people who went.
The people that
Actually-
Disney want to see
They
the
actually
show.
have stopped inviting as many actual reviewers and
Yes,
started
that's what I'm
inviting
saying.
influencers now.
Yes.
I mean, I think Screen Rant probably had the most nuanced review of it, saying that it's kind of slow, but it was enjoyable still. So apparently the first 2 episodes are kind of slow, which is what we're getting tomorrow. Normal viewers are getting the first 2 episodes, and then maybe it picks up a little bit in episode 3 and 4. So it's one of those things that people will have to choose if they want to give it a chance or not. It's an MCU show. I'm going to watch it. I mean, heck, if I watch She-Hulk and Secret Invasion, probably the 2 worst shows ever created, I would think that even though I'm not like super jazzed that Jack Schaefer is the showrunner for this, she delivered a good show in WandaVision. So on paper, you would think she at least knows how to run a show, and maybe we'll get, good characters, interesting storytelling. So I'm going to give it a chance. I mean, there's no reason not to give it a
The
chance.
FX from the trailers look great. The set decorations, it just looks well shot.
Well, there is a lot of practical sets, apparently. There's not much volume going on with this show, so they did a lot of practical set design and stuff like that. So I like that. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with the volume necessarily, but I like the idea that they're shooting on an actual set or whatever. So I don't know. I'm not super jazzed about every single character, obviously, but I like
This is
Agatha
a
enough.
show that, under current Marvel guidelines, would not be produced.
Maybe.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask.
No, 100%. They're
Maybe.
not rolling with an Agatha show in
Yeah,
2024 with their
okay,
current.
yes,
We're
that's
only
fair.
doing 2
That's
shows
fair.
a year.
Yeah,
We
that's
want to
fair.
hit actual characters that
Yeah.
people care about and are compelling.
Well, and that's what's interesting because they've got this show and they've got Ironheart that they're kind of just like trying to slough off, basically. I mean, shows that were already in production, shows that were already either in production or in the can. I mean, but Garrett's right. Yeah, I mean, both of these shows would not be something that Iger would have greenlit. I mean, it just would not have been a thing that would have happened.
So this is the last of the post-writer strike?
No, Ironheart is kind of.
But this isn't writer strike. This is Chapek. This is the
This
end of
is
the Chapek
era. Yeah,
green
the
lights.
Chapek era. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
His whole thing was give me as much content as you can. I don't care what the quality of it is. Just all we need is content to try and get subscribers.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what his whole thing was.
And Ironheart hired a guy to play a certain character that I would not be surprised if he shows up in this show, but that's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah, the big spoiler.
Well, it just feels like, why not do that, It
does feel that way. I mean, and people are assuming that that's going to happen, that we are finally going to get the character whose name starts with an M that we joke around about, that we've been joking around about. It seems like in every show since WandaVision came out. But we'll see. And a big name actor, but wasn't he in some hot water lately? I mean, or am I thinking about somebody else?
He just got a divorce, didn't he?
Maybe that's all. Maybe that's all. Yeah, I thought that I don't know. I thought he had been accused of doing something.
Maybe.
But
well,
who isn't nowadays?
I think people accused him of being a jerk, but not anything.
Okay. That's
not
fair.
like sexual assault or anything.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
The other show that we are going to be covering,
I like how nobody would know who we're talking about. They're not plugged in.
The people that pay attention to this type of thing.
Got it now. Very nice.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Now
the other show that
not his wife anymore.
My ex-wife.
It's funny that Brian talked about The Sopranos tonight, because this show, The Penguin, is being billed as The Sopranos of DC television. As far as how intense it's going to be, it's about the underworld of Gotham, and if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Kristen Milotti like huge in The Sopranos, or am I thinking of somebody else? Wasn't she like the daughter? Or is that someone else? I don't know.
That's Jamie Lynn Spears.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I thought for some reason this person was in. I don't know. I guess she's not.
I don't
Black Mirror.
think so.
Oh, okay.
Well, she was in 3 episodes.
Okay, so she was in some of The Sopranos. I just had remembered her name when I was looking at Sopranos episodes.
Acrimony.
What?
Oh, she's probably just one of
like Meadows' friend or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, she's a major role in this. Obviously, Colin Farrell is reprising his role as the Penguin. Like I said, it takes place a week after the events of the Batman. So I'd meant to watch the Batman right before this show, but I don't think I'm going to have time to watch it before Thursday now, because this show comes out on. And that's we forgot with Agatha. The way they're releasing it is the first 2 episodes are coming out tomorrow at 6:00 Pacific. Figure it out on your time zone or whatever. But that's basically when the 2 episodes are dropping tomorrow on Disney Plus for Agatha All Along. Then 1 episode per week after that until October 30th, when they do the last 2 episodes. So 9 episodes total, basically, with Agatha All Along. The Penguin having an interesting release schedule. They're doing the premiere episode Thursday night this week. And then after that, every Sunday.
Oh.
So, yeah. So they'll go back to the Sunday thing that they usually do with their prestige shows.
But not this coming Sunday.
No. So Thursday and this coming Sunday, I believe. Yeah.
Sunday.
Oh, wait. So it's September 29th. You're right. So they're skipping a Sunday. They're skipping 1 Sunday. And so yeah, September 29th. But
Well, I can't wait to watch the Oz Cobb show on HBO.
The character's
It's
name
so
is
great.
Oswald, at least, and he's
It's
just
Oswald Cobblepot, and they
No.
he's not Oswald in the show. He's
No, he is.
Oz Cobb. That's
No,
what he said.
It's Oswald Oz Cobb. He calls himself Oz. But you're right.
Matt
They got rid of
Reeves said-
Cobblepot.
Matt Reeves said to be grounded, they needed to call him Oz Cobb because
Dumb.
Oswald Cobblepot is too fantastical for Matt Reeves' Batman universe.
I don't like.
I mean,
that.
like even Nolan would do Oswald Cobblepot. I mean, come on.
Maybe. We don't know. We never knew.
Well, the makeup of this looks stunning.
It's
Oswald
Same
Cobblepot.
from the movie.
The Danny DeVito cameo in Beetlejuice was fantastic.
Was I right when I
Yes.
said just that one sound bite?
Yes.
Oh yes,
Yes,
so
it was so good.
it was the best. Brian, did you hear the sound bite when Danny DeVito showed up in Beetlejuice?
No.
He sounded just like Penguin.
Oh my!
He was
No.
like, "Rah, rah, rah." He sounded just like Penguin. It was so awesome.
Who
was
who
really
was
the
he?
best.
Where was he on like the bench?
The very beginning, he was the janitor.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was the janitor at the very
He
beginning.
gets
But anyway,
deflated.
back
Sucks.
to 2024's Penguin, please. Let us get back there.
Let's.
The showrunner is someone by the name of Lauren LaFranc. She's like billed as the showrunner. I don't know her. And in fact, Wikipedia doesn't know her either because there is no hyperlink on her name. So I have no idea what this person has done before.
Hey, she wrote 7 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
13 episodes of Chuck.
Oh, I like Chuck.
6 episodes of Impulse. An
Not
episode
familiar.
of Hemlock Grove, and 2 episodes of My Own Worst Enemy.
Do you know what the distinction of Hemlock Grove is?
What?
It's the very first Netflix original series.
Oh.
Yep.
Interesting.
It was a werewolf show, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, but Matt Reeves, handpicked. I mean, so I trust his judgment on who his showrunner is.
I trust some of his judgment.
Gosh, you're just not going to let it go with the name thing. This show's going to be so
so
awesome.
Stupid.
This show's going to be so awesome, and you're hung up on the name. The show is going to be awesome.
Because I think when you do something like that, you are showing to me that you're embarrassed to be a comic book adaptation, and I think that's so lame in this day and age. We've got so many comic book adaptation that Nolan was in a different time period.
Embarrassed. He was a little embarrassed.
Nolan was in a different time period, and yes, I mean he wanted to do his grounded thing. He always wants to do some sort of grounded thing in his movies. That's just his whole deal. I mean, even Interstellar has to have some basis in time dilation and theory of relativity and that kind of stuff. But even Nolan would call him Oswald Cobblepot. I'm sorry, he didn't change anybody's name that bad. I mean, it was.
Well, anyways, the show's still going to be awesome. I guarantee it. I will put my stamp of approval on this show, and it hasn't even aired yet.
Well,
but
I don't prejudge shows. But
I'm prejudging the show.
I am prejudging both of these shows. I think the Penguin is going to be good, and Agatha all along is going to be terrible.
I will say this right now. I will enjoy Agatha much more because I have no basis of reference or of knowledge of anything Batman other than 1980s or 1970s, 60s and 70s.
Are you going to check this show out though?
Yeah, I'll watch a couple episodes.
So the premise of the show, obviously, like I said, it takes place a week after Batman. So it's like the rise of the rise of the Penguin's empire. But of course, he has to have somebody that is up against him, and that is going to be Sophia Falcone, Carmine Falcone's daughter, who is an insane person, and she is released from Arkham, and she basically is going to be trying to fight Oz for supremacy in the underworld of Gotham. The strange recasting in this show is that Mark Strong is now Carmine Falcone. I don't love it. I liked John Turturro as Carmine Falcone. Maybe he just didn't want to do it again. I don't understand that.
TV was beneath him. I don't know.
Totoro?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Totoro is usually up for anything. So maybe it was a scheduling thing with Severance. I don't know.
To do his new bowling movie, the third in the
that-
trilogy. He's got to complete the
that-
trilogy.
No, gosh, that was
The
horrible.
third strike.
I do love Mark Strong. Though.
I do love Mark Strong, but it's a weird recasting.
Yes.
It's just kind of a strange recasting.
Where's
he's really
Batman?
just going to appear in flashbacks because Carmine Falcone was killed in the Batman. So I mean, this is just
Batman is Batmaning.
Batman's Batmaning. Yeah.
Elsewhere.
Yeah.
Earl,
the city's,
what's up, buddy?
the city's flooded. So
here.
Yeah.
Hello, Earl.
And of course, Tracy, how's it going? The other actor that I love that's also in this is Michael Kelly. He is playing Johnny Vitti, who is an underboss of the Falcone crime family. And the cool thing about all these names that I'm throwing out, these are all names that are in Batman history. These aren't just like random characters that Matt Reeves is creating. I mean, these are all people that are in Batman history.
He didn't shorten any of them.
Another great actress who has been in a bunch of stuff. She's like a character actress. Shorey Aghdashloo. She has a really gravelly voice when she speaks. You'll recognize her when you see her, but she's playing Nadia Moroni. Moroni's kind of the other family with the Falcones, the two families that are in Gotham that are always battling. She's in this as well. Clancy Brown, who we all know and love, is going to be starring as Salvatore Moroni. So he's the mob boss. I'm just super excited about the show.
But Colin Farrell as the Penguin in the Batman is one of the highlights of the movie.
By far, that's why this show exists.
When he's getting pinned up against the wall and they're having that whole conversation about the Spanish stuff, it's hilarious. It got laugh out loud moment in my theater. So I love him as the character. I love him. I can't wait for the show. I just as a small quibble, and it's really an almost off the screen seeming quibble to me, based on the way that they're talking about it. But I just do have an issue with come on, it's literally.
No, you're not alone, obviously.
Cobblepot.
You're not alone. A lot of people feel the same way as you do. It's a blowing up on the internet today. A lot of people are feeling the same.
Oz Cobblepot, because nobody's going to call somebody Oswald.
He calls himself Oz. He wants
only
to be
his mother
Oz.
calls him that. His mom.
Well, sure, and just say he's short for Oz. That's fine, but the Cobblepot, it just kind of bothers me a little.
No,
bit.
it's weird. It is a weird choice.
Mike,
what is he? Corn cob or a penguin?
So Shoreth, she was from The Expanse.
She's been a long time actress. I mean, she's great.
When you said gravelly voice, I was like, The Expanse lady.
Yeah, it's her. Yeah, she's been a great character.
Oh, Red will love that.
Oh yeah, Well, Earl will watch it just because of her. So.
Well, Earl was going to buy in on Penguin right away. Obviously, as he says here, we already know how he feels. Penguin rules, Agatha drools. I'm not writing Agatha off like right away. I mean, yes, there's this huge rhetoric about it right now, and I get it, but I'm not. If the storytelling's good, I can look past a lot of stuff if the storytelling's good. So we'll just see. I mean, we'll see how the show is. I mean, I'm certainly more excited for the Penguin than I am Agatha all along, but that's just because I'm a huge Colin Farrell fan, and that version of the Penguin is awesome. So it's going to be a super dark show. It'll be interesting each week to watch sort of like a bubbly musical Agatha show, and then to watch the Penguin also. So we'll have to figure out exactly how we want to handle that. I mean, I think the Agatha episodes are short, though. I think they're only like half an hour each. I don't think they're long episodes. Whereas with any HBO show, you're looking at probably, they released all the run times, I think. Well, not all of them. The first few show episodes. You know what? They're not. I thought they released that, but it's not on Wikipedia, unfortunately. But I thought that we did know run times. We know the title. Okay, you got it.
Well, they're on Twitter.
Okay.
They're all around an hour to 50. So
so they're all about an hour. So traditional HBO length, dramas basically. The first episode's called After Hours. The second episode's Inside Man, and Bliss is the third episode. I know we've gotten titles for more than that. Wikipedia is just not updated at all. That's really surprising.
And you guys said, is this leading up to another Batman movie?
It is, yeah. It's leading up to Batman Part 2. And as far as Matt Reeves has said, it leads right into it. So that should be cool too. I mean, I do like that. The first 3 episodes, directed by Craig Zobel. He's a good director. He did a lot of the Mayor of Easttown show that HBO had. He did a lot of episodes of The Leftovers, American Gods, and Westworld. So he's an HBO guy. And he's, good director. So I'm looking for it. From North Carolina. Look at that.
I'm very interested to see how they handle the flood and everything too, because I mean that's got to be a part of the story. I mean that's a major thing we left off on in the Batman. Spoiler alert, Espo. There was
look at Earl trying to act like he's some DC.
We'll see, and that's why there have been people. Oh, he changed his last name to Cobb because William Cobb is the name of one of the Talon from the Court of Owls, and it's like, oh god.
Well, there could be something to that then. I mean, I don't know.
Get your New 52 stuff out of here. That's one of the better storylines from that era.
Yeah, Court of Owls is a classic. Very popular storyline.
It's old. God, don't make me feel that old, Mikey.
It had look at when it came out though. I mean, it's been out for a while,
like
man.
2011.
Yeah, it's been out for a while. Yes, Oz Cobb Earl is what they're calling this character. He is not Oswald Cobblepot. Wah. He's Oz Cobb. Yes.
And this is on Max, HBO Max.
It is on HBO. Well, it's just Max now.
Max.
Although I think this is billed as an HBO show, if I'm not mistaken. They did that whole thing too, where HBO came out and they said they want all their prestige shows to have the HBO title. Yeah,
correct.
HBO original.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's not billed as a Max original. There are still Max originals, but this is billed as an HBO original because the idea being there's money behind it, more prestige, good show. I mean, looking forward to it for sure. We will be covering them every Tuesday, so just do the math there. You'll be watching Agatha all along on Wednesdays, and so it'll be a bit before we cover it. But then the Penguin episodes starting on September 29th will be on Sundays. So we'll be covering it like 2 days after that. So little quicker than we normally cover stuff. Although we did that the last show too. I mean, we were covering stuff pretty quick the last show we did. So and then after that, we've got Skeleton Crew to look forward to this year still.
I'm excited for that one. I am.
Is there a date? Is there a date for that?
December 3rd? That's off the top of my head. So I think it's December 3rd.
Sounds right.
Let me look.
Yep. December 3rd. You're correct.
Yeah. So let's see. Penguin ends on November 10th. And then guess what starts on November 10th, Jacob? Yellowstone.
Oh,
yeah, baby.
Nice. Good deal.
Yeah, so there'll be some crossover there too because we will cover Yellowstone. I am very excited for that show to come back.
Part 2 of season 5 finally.
Part 2 of season 5
with no Costner that they're gonna have to explain.
No Costner that they're gonna have to. Skeletor Crew.
Why did he not want to come back to?
Dude, it's egos.
Yeah,
money, egos,
divorce.
Divorce. Like Costner has had
Passion
a rough
project.
Yeah, Costner's had a rough
Horizon Part 1 through 23.
Look, I mean, if he can figure out a way to make part 2's in the can, but if he can figure out a way to make part 3 and 4, I would love it.
He was shooting part 3.
Yeah, but he ran out of money.
Yeah,
he ran out of money and can't get back on set. So I feel for the guy. He's had a rough year. But I liked the movie though. I liked Horizon Part 1. I thought it was awesome, but it's just I feel bad for the guy.
Sometimes you got to know what
you got to know when to hold them, don't you?
You're in a business, and you got to understand how the business operates to make the things that you want to make. And you can't be blind to the realities of financial business. Yeah. I mean, it's just as simple as that.
Garrison, are you caught up on Yellowstone?
I've never watched I watched.
Wait a minute. I thought you had caught up. Are you caught up, Espo?
I only
you
see
haven't
clips
watched it.
on TikTok of
You've seen
Yellowstone. That's
clips on TikTok.
I watched the beginning of the first episode where he shoots a horse.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was gonna do a project because we had a project in college at the time. It was spring of 2021. I was taking American studies, intro to American studies, and which is my degree that I have right now. And they wanted to do like a TV family, like write a paper about a TV family.
Oh,
and
you were
one of
gonna do
the
the Duttons.
examples was the Duttons on Yellowstone.
Oh,
And I went, you know what?
perfect.
I might do that.
Shakespearean.
And then I ran out of time on. Like I tried to watch a couple episodes, and then I ran out of time, and I was like,
Goes to Griffins instead.
well, it was spring 21, and I was like,
the Griffins.
You know what? WandaVision just happened, and
The
there's some really good family dynamics in that.
Maximals.
And also you can talk about the old school television shows and work that all in, and I wrote a paper on that instead, and it turned out great. I got a really good grade on it, actually.
Is it on your Substack? That's all I want to know.
No.
You know what's going to be
On my
wild
drive, probably.
is it's not going to matter how many years has been between part 1 and 2. This show's still going to be mega watched. There's still going to be tons of people.
Yeah, I think you're going to find that people aren't going to care about Costner being gone.
They won't. I mean, I don't. I'm more in it for Rip. I want to know that storyline.
That's a miscalculation on his part.
I think so too. I mean,
they're selling the hats in Cracker Barrel, so it's
they're selling dishes now.
It's everywhere.
They've got
China.
Turkey, they've got seasoning, they've got chili, with and without beans.
That's awesome.
With and without beans.
They just opened a steakhouse in Vegas. The 4 Sixes.
It's its own thing. I mean, it is
it's an empire.
It's the Hard Rock
Taylor
Cafe
Sheridan has built an empire, basically. Which I don't look. If Paramount, I think it's a huge grift because Paramount has shelled so much money over to this guy, and I can't imagine that the return has been there.
No,
not on streaming.
Not on streaming. Maybe like merchandise, because I'm sure Paramount gets a cut of it, but I can't imagine like all these Taylor Sheridan shows that he keeps getting put on Paramount Plus, which is going to be frustrating because this is on actual Paramount Network, which still exists. So that's one weird thing about Yellowstone is it's on cable still.
All its spinoffs are streaming, but
all the spinoffs. Every other Taylor Sheridan show.
It's not like previous seasons are on Paramount Plus.
No, they're not. They're on Peacock.
No, they're on Peacock.
Yeah.
So that's how I started watching the show.
Yeah.
If I wanted to watch the new episode when it came out in November or whatever,
you have to have cable. I know.
Maybe.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Wow.
Paramount Network.
Maybe I'll get caught up. We'll see.
Well, that's what I mean. You have to have some
type
type of cable service or YouTube TV or Hulu Plus TV or whatever they call theirs. I mean, you've got to have that to be able to watch. Or Sling, probably. Sling's probably the cheapest.
Hulu Live TV has sports.
Fubo. It'll probably be on Fubo.
Free TV.
YouTube TV.
Yeah.
YouTube TV. It's definitely, Paramount Network's on YouTube TV, but I don't like watching commercials. So that's what I hate commercials, and I'm just going to have to watch commercials.
Yeah.
Although
if you just record it, you can.
If you record it, it'll skip the commercials for you. So if you DVR
don't do that for me. I have to skip through them myself.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
On YouTube TV.
No, that's not right. I've recorded shows on YouTube TV and they don't have the commercials at all on my DVR, on my cloud DVR. They like remove, but if you wait a certain amount of time, if you wait like a week after the episode,
which is not what we're going to be able to do.
No. So no, Tracy.
But no, she's not saying it's part of the universe. She's saying,
okay.
It's going to be like it.
Yes, I see what you're saying, Tracy. Yes, you're right. Yeah, it'll be like the Yellowstone version, but in Texas. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Billy Bob Thornton.
Dude, that cast is stacked too. I mean, that Demi Moore, John Hamm. Yeah,
wow.
I'm all in on that show before it even airs. But yeah, I wish it was part of the Yellowstone universe, and I don't see why he didn't make it part of the Yellowstone universe because, I mean, at the end of part 1 of season 5, a lot of the characters are going to Texas. Like, so they could have they could have done something there,
Ooh.
but
Michelle Randolph is in it, the gal from 1923.
yeah. That's the problem. He uses a lot of the same actors in different roles. Like the cook from 1883 is like in all of his shows. So yeah, he uses, it's like the Sheridan Day Players basically. It's like all his
Sheridan Network.
The Sheridan Network, exactly. He's going to be really sad when Skydance cancels Paramount Plus altogether. But then he'll just basically license his shows out and make even more money. And Skydance will make even more money that way by licensing all the Taylor Sheridan shows out to whatever network is the highest bidder. So
I almost had to re-up for Paramount Plus today to watch Champions League soccer. But
well, and Star Trek, dude. That's where Star Trek's housed right now.
Yeah, start Strange New Worlds. When does that come out? Is that out now?
Next year. The only thing that I think is coming before the end of this year is that movie that they did about Michelle Yeoh's character in the Nega Zone or whatever. Yeah, section
31 or 51.
It's an actual movie though. I don't think another series is coming out this year. Strange New Worlds is next year if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I saw some like preview clips.
Oh yeah, they showed clips of it. Yeah,
they should like where they all turn Vulcan, and I don't know if it's for one episode or it's the entire series.
That show's fun.
It looks cool. 2025. Yep,
2025. All right, we are going to end our preview episode of Agatha All Along and the Penguin. We will start with Espo. He is off the grid, but can be found in the Deucecast, which is our Discord server. If you're watching this and you're interested in being a part of our Discord server, you can always email us at thedeucecast@gmail.com and I can send you a link. Roth, loved your review of A Few Good Men, obviously. I mean, I'm really pumped that all three of you loved that movie because it is a powerhouse.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, A Few Good Men was the last episode of Good Day for a Movie podcast. Just such a good movie. I'm so happy that I've finally seen it. I can't believe how good Tom Cruise was.
Yeah. No Oscar though.
He's given such great performance, especially around that time. He gives such great performance.
I'm telling you all,
no awards.
Like two scenes from like maybe like two of the best acted scenes I've ever seen in my entire life. And
it is that good.
And that's not even including Nicholson's character. Like that's just Tom Cruise alone. Next up is Forsaken from 2015. I'm not necessarily looking forward to this movie. I don't know what's wrong with Sage.
Why does Sage pick such strange
we were on a pretty good streak of like pretty good movies.
Yeah.
Between Tate and I, A Few Good Men, Interview with the Vampire, 12 Monkeys, Last of the Mohicans, The Town, Deadpool and Wolverine, Sense and Sensibility, Glory. Like these are Inside Out 2. Like pretty good streak there.
And then you let Sage back on the podcast.
Yeah.
And he says Forsaken.
Demi Moore and Kiefer Sutherland.
That's the connection.
Yeah. Also Donald Sutherland, Brian Cox. I don't know.
Good cast, but I looked up that movie and I'm like, no,
it can't be good. It just simply cannot be. So
maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised
to look forward to.
It's a Western.
I mean, maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised. I mean, sometimes Western, those B-level Westerns can have some good stuff in them. Who knows? Well, I'll look forward to hearing what you guys think about it. I can't promise I'm going to watch that movie.
No, that's
I'll look forward to.
I'm going to either.
Yeah, I hear you. Ryfin, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitter at gryfin3. Also, I just want to tell the Bong Hive, it's time to rise up from our slumber. The Mickey 17 trailer has dropped, 17. And you can pick up your books before the movie comes out. And enjoy all the Mickey 7 and Mickey 17 glorious goodness before Bong Joon-ho's film drops in January 31st.
January of 2020.
Words I will
really a lot of faith in that movie. Putting it in January.
What are you talking about? Dude?
Yeah, no. They don't have any faith.
How bad am I losing in our Deucecast pool? Because it's probably not good.
No, you're doing okay. I thought because
you got Dune. And it'll get tons of Oscar tech noms. That's why I wanted it.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't know until really like after the Oscars who
Yeah.
wins
Award
that
season
poll.
will be the big.
Yeah, award season is going to be a big deal. I've still got Smile 2, which will make money. It's not going to do like 100 million though, but it'll make money. We'll see. I mean,
We'll have to do this again next year too, because
wait,
I
don't
really
you
like
have
that.
Mufasa also, Roth?
I'm checking right now. Yes, I do. Okay.
Yeah, you're in a good position because Mufasa could make $1 billion at the box office worldwide.
So could Moana. One of those two Disney films is going to break out.
How's Sing Sing looking for the Oscars?
Awards stuff.
Movie, right?
Maybe it's not. It'll be like an acting nom. I don't think it'll get a Best Picture. Could be a screenplay.
What about Queer? How are you looking on Queer?
Hasn't come out yet, but that could get Best Picture easily.
Okay,
it's going to lose acting to Brutalist.
We'll see. I mean, it's going to be a weird Oscars, that's for sure. It is going to be a very strange year. But we will definitely be talking about that later this year when all the Oscar stuff's. In fact,
The Substance is coming to my theater, by the way.
Yeah, so it's wider than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I think we're doing an Oscar tournament this year. That's going to be interesting. We've got some ideas for the Deucecast.
Are you guys going to bring back the Oscars, adding the other 5 movies that we did a few years ago? Because that was fun.
Oh, that was fun. Did we just do 1 year? How did we do that?
I know I did 2002, and I think you guys ended.
Sure, we had a bunch of different years.
I think we did a bunch of. I think that was a one and done because I think this year we're gonna doing a tournament. Maybe
I don't think we made it all the way to.
Oh yeah,
we to 10.
Yeah, you're right.
We're gonna do it again.
We'll do that during Oscar season for sure.
Yeah,
just
that was a lot of fun.
Remind me. Yeah, we got to do that again.
We need an Emmy Awards update though. Come on now.
Emmy Awards were not surprising. A couple were. Ayo Edebiri did not win. I was kind of surprised by that.
So that was the Bear season 2's Oscar or Emmy campaign.
Yes, correct.
And not the Bear season 3.
She's really good in season 3, so she'll win it for season 3. But I was glad to see Jean Smart. I don't watch Hacks, but I was glad to see that she
Shogun just
I never even heard of Hacks.
We expected that.
Dominated. Yeah, Earl loves Hacks.
Shogun, incredible.
Earl watches Hacks.
Oh, Shogun was just amazing.
Doesn't need a season 2, but I'm here for it anyways. I mean, I don't understand why they're doing this. Season 2 is not even going to be from any of the books.
Pick up your 4K HDR bootlegs.
Here we go.
Of Shogun, complete with discs.
So stupid.
Very nice.
To show that
plays in 4K HDR.
Okay,
wow,
that's great. You can find me at the Michael Nip on X. I'm also on Letterboxd. Weekly podcast comes out every Wednesday. Has been for the last 15 years or so. This week's episode, I said some things I didn't mean to say. And I hope certain people don't listen to the episode because I might hurt feelings. But that's okay.
I'm excited for this. More so than normal.
No, it was actually the final episode technically of our summer series. So basically Earl, myself, and Dave, we just did our top 10 of all time. There was more George Lucas talk that I got really frustrated about, and so I had to say some things that I wish I could take back in hindsight, but they're going to be out there. So
do not slander the Lucas. I mean,
you're slandering Lucas.
Maybe.
Yeah, listen tomorrow and find out.
He listens. Yeah, I'm sure he does. But we will be back next.
My hands, I don't know what to do with it, so I just listen to the Deucecast.
We'll be back next Tuesday to cover the first 2 episodes of Agatha All Along and the first episode of The Penguin. Look forward to seeing everybody. Thank you for the chat. The live chat makes this fun. Earl hanging out, Tracy hanging out, Ted hanging out. Really appreciate you guys. If you catch this later, leave us a comment. I'll try my best to respond. But most importantly, please share the show, like the show, mash the bell, all those YouTube things, so we can try and continue gaining on our subscribers. Thanks so much again, and hope everybody has a good night. Go watch some TV or a movie or something and have some fun.